dimensions collide. Full of games, spinning tales unseen, streaming dungeons and dragons in a world so obscene. With dice in hand, we venture through the night. The dungeon master weaves his magic with all his might, gathering warriors, wolves, and elves. Lost in a labyrinth, no one can tell. Gather round the screen, let the stories unfold. It's rolling armor, leading the way. Troll on games, we're here to stay. Troll on games, spinning tales unseen, streaming dungeons and dragons in a world so obscene. Trolling warriors, dwarves and armor, leading the way. Troll on games, we're here to stay. In the heart of the mountain, where the trolls reside.
Trollord Games. Join the fray.
I should probably open it. Huh?
Go ahead, Steve. Say it.
Heavens.
WTLG.
Son of a no.
Live from Little Rock.
You have to say it. Are we live? Because
Right.
he's
That's
straight
what
up.
he knows damn well what I was going for.
Are we live?
I can never deliver properly. You know that. So
So we're going to talk a little bit about our Kickstarter, take some questions. There's a raffle going on. If you are in other worlds besides Twitch and you want to be in the raffle, unfortunately, you need to come over here to twitch.tv/TrollerGames. I will put the link in here for those that are watching, and you can leave, then come back and get your code from Discord later if you want. You don't have to. I also want to say, yes, Mythgarth, you are one of us. Anyone who backs a Kickstarter fully and then buys 8 players handbooks is a badass. So
that is awesome.
Absolutely.
That's the bar. 8.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you, Sparky.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to go back to work for just a second while these folks talk. Steve, introduce
He's got a-
everybody.
I am Stephen Schnapp, CEO of Troller Games. This is Grace, Jeremy, and Chuck. And we're all hacking it out on the Kickstarter that we launched this morning at about 10:40 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Time has been so
I have
weird
no
today.
idea. I just booted up Skype and I saw that it was live. I was like, ah! I didn't even know what was happening today. I had no idea. I didn't know you were sending out a PDF. I knew nothing.
And I've
Well,
been
yeah.
living in a blur of emails. And
Yeah.
That's about it.
Jeremy has been
Sorry.
for the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. I don't
What did
know.
you say? Did
I'm
he
in-
say
I'm in
pain in the?
Monster
Did
Zone.
he say pain in the side? Oh no! I heard you say that.
Yeah, so he's been doing that, and then yesterday he texted and said, "Hey, I want to have a look at those spells and go over the spells." So I'm guessing you were up all night looking at the spells.
So I lost. What day did we send out the PDF?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Was
I
it?
did not get any sleep that night. Around 4 in the morning, I was like, I can't sleep. I started looking at spells and I started taking notes.
Oh,
I read
no.
all of the spells. So
Nice.
Then you slept less.
we've had some animated discussion.
Yes, we have.
True.
That's good,
It's
though.
been a productive. Yeah.
It's been productive though, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
We're all about feedback here.
Feedback's good. I was telling Jason the other day, we were discussing the title of something, and we didn't see eye to eye. And Jason and I frequently don't. But I told him that's good. It's a good thing. It takes us because if you've worked with me for very long, I get blinders on, and unless you kick me in the head, I'm going forward.
Rick, it's going to be a full game.
It'll be
a full product line for us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Bart
Way
Spoon?
beyond the
This is, just,
primer.
this is the sampler. This is the appetizer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. There will be a lot.
And I don't think that any other company has done this. We're going to have a setting book, a monster book, and a player's guide. I mean, we're going all in. We're not doing.
Oh,
just
really?
one- Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not going
we're
to
not
do just
messing
one
around.
book. We're going to do the whole thing.
How are
That's
we
all
gonna get
I-
a monster? There's gonna be like 30 monsters in.
Well, what we're going to be able to do with Barsoom, which I think is going to be awesome, and what you and Davis both wanted to do, I think it was you, I know it was Davis, wanted to do with the Monsters and Treasures and Castles and Crusades, and do each monster on its own page.
Yes, that.
Yes.
Plus-
I knew that.
Plus, I'm not sure, but we're doing the whole planet, so there's going to be a little bit of free license
A little bit, but we're
Little.
going to stick to burrows as much as humanly possible.
there. Of course. I'm just saying.
And this is something interesting that I found out in talking to Jeremy and Michael Tierney. Now, people may know Michael Tierney. He has written the two art history books, the Robert E. Howard art history and the Edgar Rice Burroughs art history books, which that we've published. So he's an aficionado on burrows. He's actually written a novel that they're going to publish for Tarzan. It's going to be the next Tarzan novel. It's very cool. And he explained to me that the Green Martians, they don't really have a name. They're called Tharks, Warhoons, or whatever.
That's right.
There's 4 tribes, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it's.
They're hordes.
Yes.
The
And
hordes.
each one will get its own treatment as a separate monster. So there'll be the Thark, but you'll only be able to play, I believe, the Tharks because the rest are.
And we'll have lots of background for each one of the
Yeah.
hordes and how their cultures work and everything else and that kind of stuff. It'll be a lot to put in those books. There'll be plenty. Plus,
Hey,
we can
look
have
around, Raven.
Daddy 4-armed white ape, Mama white-armed 4-ape, going down the baby.
the 3 bears. Grace, you're going to have to read those books so you have some idea what
I
we're
know.
talking
You
about.
can,
All right.
okay, read the first 3 because that's the most solid.
Yeah, I've already
Okay.
read.
The rest
I'm
of
on-
it's just extra credit.
And Grace, I don't know if
I
you
have-
do if you do Kindle or not, but you can get them on Kindle pretty cheap, like $5 for all of them.
That's probably what I'll end up doing. I have a terrible, awful habit of starting in the middle of series on accident. So
Really?
I'm gonna double, triple check. Yeah, I watched the second Harry Potter movie or the third Harry Potter movie before any of the other
You
ones.
must have been real confused.
Oh yeah.
Great.
This is a worldwide phenomenon. What?
Grace, you'll appreciate years ago, Kathy, my wife, read the second book of the Game of Thrones. And when she finished it, she told me, "This is terrible. It makes no sense. I don't know what's going on."
I wish I could have been there for
And then
that.
later she discovered it was volume 2. She go, "Oh."
Well,
I wound up doing that with another Edgar Rice Burroughs novel, Pellucidar,
Yep.
which is the second book in the series is called Pellucidar, and I just knew it as the Pellucidar series. So I'm like, well, that's probably the first one. The first one is At the Earth's Core. I didn't know that. And there's like this guy in the desert with a tube coming out of the ground that he's like talking into. I'm like, what the
not intuitive.
Oh, this is awesome.
So we've
Just
got
go by
several
whichever book covers
several
better.
questions coming in, so I want to kind of get addressed to these real fast if we could. And comments too, which really keep them coming, guys. Because I know a lot of people were at work today when we did the earlier stream, so that's why we're back on again. And we are doing a giveaway for those listening. Just join in Explicit Raffle on Twitch if you want to. Now, first question up from Rick Montel. Oh, and Rick,
Classic.
just so you know, I did have a pledge reward for the $300 level for the leathers. It said fine Corinthian leather, but I didn't get to make it in there. It was in there, though. I was going to do it as an Easter egg just for you. But anyway, he asks, will there be a Michael Whalen cover? Or will they be Michael Whalen covers?
There will not. I actually already reached out to the Burroughs folks, and another company is using those. Some kind of digital art company is using those.
Interesting.
Which would be fantastic to see them on the book covers because I think they're the best representative of Burroughs, but that is a no-go.
Yeah, I think those are actually better than the Frazetta
Absolutely.
illustrate because those are like they're just not right for what it is.
They are.
Yeah.
Frazetta actually, for my money, doesn't fit Burroughs. Not Tarzan, not
No,
it just doesn't.
no, he's a Hyborian age
Yeah, he's
kind of
just
guy.
something.
Okay, so Space Goat says, I missed the PDF. Is that something I can still get if I submit an email? Yes, sir. You should check if it was your drive-through RPG email, that's no problem.
So Chuck, wait a minute. So the email, the PDF was given to everyone who signed up
Right.
for the Kickstarter previous. That was the idea. But I know that Grace hasn't taken the sign-up sheet down, and I certainly have not. So just go sign up that, and you can get the PDF. When
Yeah,
you do
and Grace,
and to-
explain the part I was going to about drive-through. I did not know y'all hadn't taken that. 10-4. Go ahead. What we worked out today. I'm all out of sorts here, so if you want to finish that.
It turns out you don't worry about what email you used to sign up for the newsletter or drive through. It's all good.
Yeah.
It'll work no matter what your email is.
Yeah.
Just sign up. There's no like automated system to like get you the PDF if we're still giving it out to people.
we will very soon. We're gonna give another one out in the next day or two.
Yeah,
Okay, then
and
just send me an email at product support
there you go.
and I'll get it to you.
And to be super clear, these are iterative. This is not the final version.
No,
Yes.
no, because that's still got
But
to
if
get
you go
kickstarted.
sign up on that list, anyone who signs up on that list, and it's still up, right, Grace? We have not taken that down.
That's correct. Yeah.
If you sign it up, we're just going to send it to everyone on that list. So don't hesitate to head over and sign up.
I don't
You
have
see
the
it's on
link
homepage.
anymore. I took it off because we changed to the Kickstarter link. Grace, if you've got
It's
that
on the
link.
homepage.
And if you want spell
okay.
blocks, please email product support. I need more people in my camp.
Oh, my God.
I'm fighting for my life in the trenches here, guys.
I'm gonna have to go back to
I
shut
can't,
up,
I
Jeremy.
can't tell you how it's going, but
Jeremy, I don't want to ever edit again. Shut your mouth. Okay? Be quiet. Okay, more questions. We got tons of them here. Okay, yes, Space, you should be good. You probably got an email somewhere from drive-through when I sent them out. So. But if not, contact Grace at Product Support and you will get straightened out. I promise you. Speaking of which, Maverick Von Beck asks, will it include Venus and Pecador, like you were just talking about? Pecador. I can never say that.
We only have license for Mars.
We already have Venus.
That's
Venus
true.
is
That's
already
true.
for
We already
sale.
got Venus. She's right. We got
Yeah,
Venus.
come on.
Already.
what about Jarsum?
Jarsum. Oh,
We've
hush.
got Mars.
Gesundheit.
In
That's
those,
Earth.
Oh, no. I was getting ready to ask both of them. Damn it. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Manfred says, oh, no, let's see. Crane. No. Okay, Laramie Wall. Kickstarter has all 3 core books. The PHP is done. What's the state of the other 2?
CKG is largely done. We do need to fine-tooth comb it for magic item changes, monster changes, and spell name changes. There's no real mechanics in the CKG that are affected at all.
Because that's all original.
Yeah, and we wrote it all, so yeah, there's no SRD for that. And in the monster book, I don't want to say too much. I'm gonna say we're about halfway through, but it's in a lot of space.
I am in the late. The total rewrite is in the late D's. Let's just say that.
But you've done the monster book. I mean the treasure side.
The treasure's done. The
Right.
introduction's all done. I'm going through the monster ability write-ups now.
Yeah, so
And then it's just a matter of dumping in the old descriptions.
yeah, so probably half, very loosely, very loosely.
Say like a drop less than half.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, let's see. Next step would be a couple comments I want to point out. One is from Raven Wolfgar from over at X. Congratulations on a killer first day, Troll Lords. Troza, thank you very much too. Thank everybody for all the support. The support, man, it's record breaking. I mean, you guys have just done great. We had no plans for this to be such a hot day. It's been really, really good. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Hope your weekend was amazing. Hey, Forge and Brush. Welcome. Come on in. Good to see you. Rick Montel says, up next, Tarzan Primer. Rick, no. That was
Let's
on the
go.
table. No,
Yes.
but when they would not allow us to do a actual jean jacket, Tarzan jean jacket, Steve said, screw it. I'm not doing it. So it was out. He wanted that jacket.
Tarzan would be hard to do
It would be
as a game.
impossible.
Because what would you play as?
Nothing.
Not Tarzan.
You'd be a fighter. You'd be a fighter. That's
Oh no, you know what you'd play as?
No, you'd
play
be the
as-
gorillas.
You'd be,
There now.
oh,
that would
gosh.
work.
Oh, wait.
Actually, I'd
Ooh,
play
I
that.
like
I'd
the
play
sound
that.
You're
of
all
that.
animals in the jungle, and you go through and you do your little story, and you swing on the vines.
Wait,
and
it's
yeah,
a
that's all.
harvester
you
expansion.
play
Think about
play
it.
as Kerchak and then you die.
Now wait a minute, Grace. If we went that route, it would be full circle for me because the first time I played Dungeons and Dragons in 1975, my first character's name was Tarzan, and the other 7 characters that Davis made for me, I chose the great apes from Tarzan's tribe. They were all named after the apes.
It's meant to be.
That's right.
I mean, I
Or
would play it for
manifesting.
the apes, but
You could
that's
do
me.
it where
though.
you're all like voices inside Tarzan. You're all playing as Tarzan. You're all voices in his head
Yeah.
telling him what to do. And you're like piloting this mech, and it's Tarzan going around killing people for fun.
All
That's
right,
funny.
let's see. The Forged one over at YouTube says, how much of the art will be new for the books? Good question.
For
Half?
Monsters and Treasures, it's more than half of it.
More than half. It's a lot.
It's a lot of art.
Yeah, and some of it we're replacing, but all of it, some we're keeping, but all of it we're getting. Every monster that's in there will have a picture with it.
Yes.
Even the puddings, didn't we? The oozes.
The oozes have drawings. Yeah.
Yep, no more just blank
Oh,
pages.
I forgot to check my email today for new monsters.
All right, while he's
I get
doing that,
impatient.
let's see. Trash Monkey from Discord. I saw your question. Was going to. Oh, that's a really good question. I guess we should address that now, actually. So Trash Monkey asked, "Did you see my question? Discord crowdfunding." Here's the question, Steve. I was going to answer him, but you're here. So what happens if you back the $5? Do you get any of the stretch rewards, or do you have to pledge at one of the levels to get the stretch rewards?
If
Versus
you back
going
it,
in-
$5,
Yeah,
I think
because
the only thing
sorry. Well, what I was going to say was
No, you go-
the
you go ahead.
ideal is you go, you would build it up in the back, but we'd have to track that, right?
Yeah. So if you pledge at 5, you get the Barsoom book is what you really get out of that, and just showing your support, of course. But the pledge at 5 allows you to put on whatever add-ons you want.
Right.
So
But
if you
he's
just want the
right.
MNT, pledge at 5, get the MNT, move on.
Yeah, I think he was more interested in doing that and also
Stretch
getting the
goals.
stretch
Yeah.
goals.
He's speaking specifically to stretch goals.
Oh yeah, there's no stretch goal. I mean, the first one is in beneath the Duma Flachi, and
Yeah,
we
he's
have
just-
no real way.
Right.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I
I
got you.
want to know the price.
Yeah, we have no real way of tracking what people's add-ons are in this process. Not until afterwards, and it's all kind of sorted out.
So the answer is yes.
The answer is no. There are no stretch rewards that go with $5. You
Okay.
pledge 5, get the mouse treasures, and you're golden.
There you go. Thank you
You
very
just won't
much.
get what.
Hey, Brad. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see.
Brad.
Let's see here. Trash Mickey. Okay, next up would be FP2 Billiards. Question. This is from YouTube. Are you adding art or replacing the art for the CNC books? Which is kind of related to what you were just talking about.
Well, a little of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. And as
The
a s-
MNT is getting the most art, a
Yeah.
huge amount of art.
And the replacement thing is because some of that art has been around since the first printing, I think, and it's
Absolutely.
starting to show its age.
Yeah.
It's a little dusty.
So
That's a good
Yeah.
way of putting it, Dusty.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, and along with that, Laramie Wall says, see if you can get the rights to the AD&D picture of the Invisible Stalker. And I think you should, Steve. That's
eh.
What does it look like?
It's a
Let him look it up. Let him look it up. Let him look it up.
Look it up.
Is that what-
It doesn't have an illustration in first edition. I know it does in second.
It does not.
That's funny.
Oh,
What is
just
it? Look up the Invisible Stalker.
Yes.
Man,
It
every
doesn't.
time I open these books,
It's
like
probably
this
some of the best
nostalgia.
art I've ever seen in gaming, to be honest with you.
It's probably art I would appreciate.
one
Yes,
question that's super quick.
Absolutely. I love it.
You got it, Laramie. All right. All right. This
There's
is
no
for,
AI art.
This is for yeah, there's no.
No,
AI.
no.
No
Wait,
AI.
maybe that is. right,
The Invisible
so-
Stalker.
Can't prove that it's not.
That's right.
You know.
Let's
hands look a
see.
little
So
funny.
this is questions for Jeremy. Jeremy, which books are you working on? And please fix the backpack classes, Adventures backpack classes immediately from IMDb. Because it seems like all of my players want to play just those classes and nothing else. So whatever.
Okay, I'll
Bean
take
and
this.
I are seeker buddies.
I'll take this.
Crazy.
I'm working primarily on Monsters and Treasures. I've done a little bit in the Castle Keeper's Guide, and I'm fighting like hell to butt my head into the Player's Handbook, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. As far as the Adventurer's Backpack goes, I agree. I think those need to be revisited because it seems like every time that book gets introduced, that's all anyone plays, and that's usually an indication that there's something very wrong. But I don't expect that will ever be fixed. Just
It will actually, and one of the things, and I hadn't even told Jeremy this because the Crusade. One of the coolest thing about this Kickstarter we're running is the return of the Crusade.
oh yeah,
When,
I'm working on that.
when Jim Ward was doing that, when he was our managing editor, did a fantastic job. It came out monthly. It was great. Everything was on time. It was beautiful. And I always like that. I'm a big magazine guy. I like the format. I like the scattershot of information that you get it. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So everyone kind of in the company has kind of jumped in to pitch in with some material that we're going to put in there. And I've been kind of struggling with what I want to do in the Crusader. And I decided the other day, I'm going to take those Adventures backpack the classes in there, and I'm going to finish them out to the 24th level, so that they're wrapped up like the others are, and that will be my Crusader column for the next
That's
while.
cool.
You only have 2 pages per issue. Can you squeeze
Right.
it in there?
It will not be much. It'll be like a page of material,
Okay.
a page and a half or something, and whatever's wrong with the class, if something is wrong with it, depending on some of them have a couple of.
That's pretty
issues.
Listen,
subjective.
there's some good news. There's some good news.
That's
There-
the whole thing.
Yeah.
We've had
There's
three.
there's a lot of people that play those that don't complain about it, but there are some things that are broken in there.
Those
Grace,
of us who-
We have-
Can I
those of us
speak
who
to
like-
the
We have
Yes,
three.
great.
Adventures backpack a little bit?
I've got
Yeah.
three.
Okay.
I've got 3 groups that are heavily testing this for the last 3 years, so we're good.
so let's listen to Grace.
The Adventures backpack classes, I'm sorry, are just fun. They're fun to play. Maybe there's like I'm not super familiar, obviously. I don't know if there are some that are like ridiculously overpowered. I don't think anything in CNC is particularly going to be like ridiculously overpowered in the grand scheme of things. Call me
No.
naive for that,
I think
but
that's
like
generally true.
they are completely unique to the system. Of course, people are going to opt for that when given who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a rogue or do you want to be an arcane thief?
I want to be a rogue.
Motherfucker.
I want to be a rogue. I'm
Well, yeah,
not
but-
twiddling around with them.
No, Great.
Picture you're trying a
Busted
new
magic.
game for the first time. Do you want to like be one that's totally like new to the system? I don't know.
There you
It's
go.
funny you
Grace
mentioned
is
the arcane.
Grace is not
They're
wrong.
fun.
It's funny
My-
you mentioned the
love the
arcane
Adventures.
thief.
My
'cause that
players
does
have been-
that does have a notable problem.
They have been playing CNC for so long that they listen. So I could go on with such a tirade about the players' archive, okay? Because it's
We're talking about
that
the
was-
Kickstarter.
it was
today.
rushed together real quick. But here's the thing about it: even though it drives me nuts, they insist on playing every bloody class in that book along with Adventures Backpack. No one gives a shit about the player's handbook at my house. No one. All they care about is these unique classes. So I get it. That's really cool. I just
They're
See, and-
they're designed to be super fun to play.
To me,
And yeah,
that seems like a problem, not a feature. That there's another book that just so outshines the player's handbook.
no.
No, not
that's fair.
make them more boring, but
What? I don't know about all that, Jeremy. I don't agree
I
with you on
get
that.
What you
that
guys,
perspective.
what everyone in the chat is experiencing now is my day-to-day work regimen. Yin and yang here. We got Jeremy, who is constantly, this is broken, this won't work. We can't do
it's
this.
not that it's
And
that I
Grace is
see
always,
potential
Yes, we
problems.
can do it. It is doable.
All right, let's get some.
Like, yeah.
Wait, one more comment, and then we'll get back to questions because I've got a lot here. You good?
Basically, like just to take away from this, like going onto like a whole side tangent about like the Adventures series, like we're taking a look at everything right now, which I think is exciting. So the more feedback that we receive about like the core books and the more like you guys talk to us about it, keep doing that and maybe we can keep looking at stuff.
So,
Absolutely.
Sparky,
Mhm.
Jeremy is the youngest Neanderthal I've ever known. Now, back to the questions.
I am genetically partially Neanderthal. So.
There
Yes,
you go.
He really is. So, Phantom New Jersey asks, have the Fae been banished back to the demi-plane from the MNT?
That's a
Have,
bit of-
have they?
That's a bit extreme. That's a bit extreme. What we did was we went through and we identified like the superstars of the Fae, right? So the pixie, the sprite, the leprechaun, the brownie,
Yes.
the quickling, stuff like that. That's like really iconic and really cool. And we were like, all right, we're gonna keep these. We're gonna kind of bring them more, kind of exercise some of the Celtic, like expressly Celtic stuff,
Right.
and then Steven has a plan for what we're gonna do with the
Well,
rest of it.
We can tell them we're writing an adventure, and all those other ones get burned alive in this adventure. It's fantastic. You guys will love it. Anyway.
They will go in their own monster movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. FP2 Billiards asked from YouTube, will the books, CNC books, of course, keep the fake background texture or move to solid off-white white? We get that question a
It'll
lot.
For the
keep-
what?
It will keep
He
the
knows.
texture. We've had a number of people who have, and this isn't new. We've run into this for several years.
Yeah.
Who prefer the white text and all of that, and I can appreciate that. Obviously, we can't do full print runs of the one with the faux background and one with this fully white with black text.
That's right.
But what we are going to do this time, I think we did it for one of the printing, SIG printing or something. We're going to make PDFs that are. We will strip all of this stuff out, color and all of it.
There'll be a layer that you can just shut off.
And it'll so you can do that and you read it at least on your tablets and whatnot. Everybody's
Let's see. Next question is from the Forged one over on YouTube. Just to be clear, it's all real art, not AI, correct? So looking forward to
Yeah.
it. Of course. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The art that we've been getting in is so cool.
It is good.
really good.
It is good.
I wouldn't be surprised if people think that it's AI. It's not. We've never used AI. I don't think we will, but
Oh, can we sidestep and put Zoe's picture up of that bearded devil?
That was I was kind of iffy when I read the description,
Yeah,
and I'm so sold now.
that thing. So it's for Codex Infernum,
So
and
this one won't appear in Monsters and Treasures.
yeah, this will not be in Monster Treasures. It's in Codex Infernum. And I never particularly cared for the bearded devil the way Chuck. I'm gonna put. Do you have it, Chuck?
I've got it. I'm gonna grab it from Scott. I got it.
Yeah, okay, you've already got it. So I've never been particularly sold on the bearded devil
Yes,
as a
we talked
monster
about
because his beard was a spiky thing and he stabbed people with it. It didn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, it was just whatever. So I took that concept and the bearded devil now he harvests souls in hell and he takes those souls and he attaches them to his chain, to his chin. So his beard is actually the souls of the damned clinging to him or pinned to him. And Zoe turned to that. I didn't know how she was going to do this. She turned it over last night, and it absolutely blew my mind when I look at it. I mean, I think I sent it to you guys at like 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah. Because I think
And we were all at our desk working as required.
I was.
Sure.
I was working. Isn't the bearded devil like in real life like the name of a lizard?
Probably.
bearded
There's
dragon.
a bearded dragon.
Bearded
Yeah.
There's bearded dragon. Oh, I'm thinking bearded dragon and thorny devil. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, then there's
Just
a
let
frilled
me drop
lizard.
this in here like this.
Frilled lizard. Yeah, which there's two kinds.
This is
of,
the real
one's a lot
bearded
bigger.
devil.
All right, let me get this in here. I'm gonna drop this.
The thorny devil shoots blood out of its eyes.
Go on.
Yes, that's the horny toad, right? That's a little
Sounds
toad.
familiar.
No, it's a lizard. The thorny
Oh.
devil.
Isn't there a
There is a horny toad.
okay? It does something with blood or something?
The
Is that-
unfortunately named horny toad.
yeah.
What in the world?
Isn't that? Wait, am I crazy?
Yeah, it's been. I used to be. When I was young, I wanted to be a biologist, but
Oh, it's horned toad.
clearly that didn't happen. Clearly, I missed that boat.
All right.
This doesn't exist. Am I crazy? This doesn't exist.
What, the horny toad?
Yeah,
Oh, is it the whole Mandela effect all over again?
it's a lizard. The
Steve.
horned toad is another name for the thorny devil,
Oh, that's interesting.
or something that looks like it. Whatever. We're not here to talk about
The horny toads and thorny devil.
We're not.
Chuck, did you get that picture?
I'm
I've
getting
dated
it.
a few
I'm
horny
getting it.
toads.
The problem is if I don't shrink it down, it's the size of. God, it's still huge.
Oh man.
We'll let that one pass.
Yeah, we're not gonna comment on that one there. Rambunctious
That was
folk.
the funniest thing.
All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna put it on the right hand side. and
No,
then
Green Lantern. No, that's just for the name for
Go
the
down here, and
Kickstarter.
I'm gonna shrink us
Marketing.
down for just a second.
We don't want to confuse people into thinking that it's like a different game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what we just did? We just broke 60.
Oh God.
What?
Let's go.
Who are you? Identify yourself. Who did it?
Who did it?
There
Who
you
done it?
go, in all of its glory.
Look at that. Going
That looks
good.
so good.
The bearded
It makes me
dragon.
sick in
The
a good
bearded
way.
devil.
Zoom in on it.
They
'cause
have
you
to
can't-
zoom in
Zoom in
that.
on it.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Then y'all are going off camera, except me.
That's fine. That beard. Those are tiny little men.
Yep, tiny little people. It's just really cool. Her and I think a lot alike. I send her descriptions and she rolls these things out. I haven't even looked at it. She sent me Beelzebub today. I haven't looked at it. I want my mind clear when I'm going to look at it because it's different. She went.
That's
she
insane,
rolled
isn't it?
different. So,
She's doing the umber bulk right now. And I'm really kind of excited to see what
Yeah.
she does with that.
Okay.
I sent her some goofy cartoon that I drew. I was like, here, something like this. She's like, okay.
All right, so I'm going to take him back off.
What's
of
the
here.
next question, Chuck?
Yeah, let me get him off of here real quick.
Why is the sky blue?
All
There
right.
you go.
Let's see. Manfred says, as long as you keep the art from the monk of the PHP, I love that picture. Always will. Doug Mars, question. Sorry if this has already been addressed, but is the Beneath the Canopy Green set going to be just adventurers, or will there be in a box set? The box set question. We get that a lot.
We probably will not do a box set. We've just run into a lot of problems with that specific box maker making a consistent product, and it irritates me enough that I think we're kind of done with that. What I would like to do, and we'll just have to see how this Kickstarter plays out, what happens in the future. I'd like it to be hardcover. I think that would be very, very cool with a pocket in it, because it's got a big dark and fold folder or map that you don't need, but it's very helpful. So it'd be nice to have that kind of tucked away in a pocket.
Oh, absolutely.
These box sets. Yeah, I mean, I wish, and I'll keep looking. There's another box maker I'm pretty happy with, but there's other issues with them. So it's really whether I can find someone that,
It's a shame because box sets are fun, but they don't hold up typically.
No, and I don't. It just drives me nuts. And tragedy of tragedies. Someone gave me about 5 years ago. I don't know. They gave me as a gift the AD&D TSR, not AD&D, but the TSR, the pink box. I don't even know. Is it the expert set? I don't know what set that was.
Pink or red?
It's pink. I got it in there. I can go get it.
Oh, yeah. Go grab that. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, yeah. Well, I set it down and put a book on it in the top. So it did not.
Oh, no.
Well, in the meantime, do we have any other questions?
Oh, we got plenty here. I'm catching up here. Let's see. We can. Oh, okay.
Oh, you're probably right.
Comment from Manfred again. The Crusader had the Pancreanist, the most imbalanced class in the game ever. I'm not familiar with that
Where
one.
is this?
Pancreanist.
Say more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
that box. Yeah, we thought we were thinking more
basic.
pink than that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can see, but it popped the lid in.
Oh, that's so sad. That's such a cool set.
And Rob, yes, the table sheets have been unlocked. The cheat sheets. I got some
Where
cool
is-
stuff in. With the 60,000, that was what we unlocked. Cheat sheets for the players in the GMs. Yeah.
So, I do want to say anything that appears in the Crusader, assume it's untested.
Oh, always.
Assume that it's like dropping an atomic bomb at your table,
Assume that it's
and really, really review it carefully before you let anyone play it at your table.
yeah.
And
So
that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
the takeaway is it's like advanced backpack, and assume it's written by Jim Ward. All right, moving on. So
Yeah.
let's see, because Jim was awesome with his. He went over the top with everything,
Yeah.
Hey, welcome in, Matthew.
Space Goat says, Long Beach Space Goat says, what cover art will the books have? And can you discuss the limited edition leather art? Oh,
What was the question? I missed it.
cover art, will there be any differences? We've been talking about that before. And then also, can you discuss what the leather art might look like?
So we're keeping the same covers that we have on them now. And the leather ones, Peter hasn't given me the design, but I've asked him to do a completely new design for the embossing on it. So when he has that, we'll put it up. I just asked him to make certain that it's different than what we've done in the last few, which I think we've used the same design on the last 2 or 3 printings. But it will have the book hubs, the spine hubs on there, the double embossing, the foil. It'll be full in.
That's authentic dragon skin.
Yes, there you go. Corinthian leather.
Corinthian is what we wanted.
Corinthian,
Yeah, of course.
Corinthian dragon leather.
Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Question. Oh, this is from Willie the Rat. The Rat Seed.
Hey.
How does
Did you
the
enjoy
ship-
your barbecue today, Willie?
Yeah. Yeah, we want to ask
I
you a
didn't get
question,
any,
Willie.
but-
How was
yeah.
the
How
barbecue?
you doing, buddy?
Let's see. He asked, how does the shipping to Canada work? Is it from the UK printer?
I don't know. Let me check up on that.
We have the rates.
Well,
that
he's
people
talking about
stuff.
printer, but what he's concerned with is he's probably thinking printing. They're just
Well,
shipping.
no, he's thinking of how we didn't put shipping rates up for Canada. I got them from the United Kingdom, and I got them for
Oh, you did have that on there, did you? That's right.
and yeah, no. So we'll have to post that separate. I'll get that up, Willie.
Yeah, that's a
We
good
did
one.
things a little different on the shipping this time.
Yes, we did. Things are going to be better, I think, overall. Okay.
Canada's in the rest of the world tab.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, okay.
That's
There
even
you go then. So we just need to probably
So
put something.
go
up
to
there.
the Kickstarter, Willie. Scroll down to the bottom, shipping. Download that Excel spreadsheet, and then look in the rest of the world. So it will be shipping.
The third tab.
Right.
Which
and
always, I gotta say,
If you
it
need
always
help,
irritates-
there's the link right there.
It always irritates me that we can ship stuff cheaper from the United Kingdom to Canada from the United States.
It's
It's
wild.
very irritating.
Yeah.
It's all that Commonwealth nonsense.
I
They
guess.
still got kings on their dollars.
Wolf Alone said Canada is make believe like Narnia in Australia. He's not far wrong though. But all right.
Australia.
Nothing in. Let's see. Okay. Oh, nothing's overpowered except for the mini spells and adventure spell book. Someone's
That'll be
referring to you,
next
Grace.
at some point. That's
Yeah, because that one definitely needs a fix. All right. So Trash Monkey asks, question: thoughts on adding T-shirts as add-ons?
That'd be cool.
Or maybe a custom for a stretch reward because we're about to run out of them.
So, well, we just restocked all the T-shirts. So the only thing about T-shirts and any of these gadgets, it's going to wreck your shipping. It's going to knock your shipping from media right into priority. So it's always kind of a reluctant thing for us. It doesn't really affect overseas shipping. We often frequently use the T-shirts for packing to help the book survive the ride.
Yeah.
But here in the States, it does not fit.
And that's a very good point. That's a very good point because you go away from media immediately. You get away from that level instantly. So,
having said that, I've watched over the past couple of years that they're really beginning to. They hadn't said they're phasing media mail out, but it's getting to the point that whatever the next level is, they've introduced a new level about 6 months ago.
Yep.
I can never remember the name, but it's getting to be about the same.
Advantage.
price. No, it's not Advantage. It's I can't remember. It's not
something
Global.
worse than media mail, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's at any rate, it's slightly more expensive, but I have a feeling what they're trying to do is get media mail out of the system.
Because they're losing money with it, I'm sure.
Probably.
yeah, probably. Sparky asks, what changes will we see in the treasure section of the M&T? Oh, he has answers.
I have renames, kind of the treasure section of Monsters and Treasures was the most heavily reliant on the SRD, to the point where like pages and pages and pages of it were like 1-to-1. And so what I wound up doing was, in addition to renaming them, I rewrote everything in original language, clarified some things. There were a lot of items that would summon monsters that we just don't have in Castles and Crusades. And so I found alternatives or created alternatives. So now everything is properly self-contained and it will all work at the table.
Yeah, I want to say one of the things that Jeremy pointed out to me, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't even know what book you were working on. It's probably the Monster book. There was enough kind of residual third edition stuff that had eked its way into CNC that Jeremy has caught and purged from the game. And not that third edition is a bad game, but that it just didn't fit with the spell or the magic item or whatever it was stuck to. So that's, for me, that's one of the nicest things. Because it came across my table with a spell and I'm going, that has no bearing on what we're doing, but whatever. So that will be cleaned out.
Yeah.
And then there were some of those, we pulled out some of the mythologically originating artifacts and magic items. And then the ones that I thought were really cool, I rewrote, so they stand alone as their own ideas.
And Asher,
some of it's gone, some of it's new.
Asher the Bear Dale, segueing into that, I want to get his question because it fits right in there. Was there any clarity or decision on the Horn of Valhalla? How did it end up ending up?
What about it?
It just says.
I remember working on it.
Yeah, did you Twitch? I swear to God, did we get any clarity on the Horn of Valhalla or whatever it's now called?
I think it's still called the Horn of Valhalla. Let me double check. I can check that right now.
But now it's completely different. It's a funk band from South America. You'll see.
Yeah.
Well, are you looking it up now? You want me to wait on the answer? You want me to go ahead and come back to you, Jeremy?
I'm just confused what the issue was. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. New Top asks, what is fun in a character class? Their martial powers, their skills, how they can be played in the setting? Ooh, good question.
Grace, you want to take that, or you
Yes.
want me to take it?
Wait, I was reading somebody else's comment. Can you?
Yeah, let's let Grace take this one. Me and
Pay
Steve
attention,
spoke about it.
Grace.
Yeah, Grace, what are you doing?
No, someone just came in. CMDR on YouTube. It was his first. It was their first Kickstarter.
Oh,
Back
okay.
again.
Oh, very
Fantastic.
cool. Very cool. Thank you. That is very cool.
Okay, so New
You'll
Type
always remember your
asks,
first.
Grace, what is fun in a
Hello.
character class? The martial powers, their skills, how they can be played in the setting, etc. What makes it fun?
I think that the most fun thing about any one class is like their versatility and being able to apply their like token characteristics to like a bunch of different situations. So you can use stuff to get an edge in combat, or you can use it like, out of combat but still trying to do something physical, or you can do stuff like you lean on it for like a role play type moment. um, I think that's the best part. And speaking of like the adventurers backpack and the classes there, and coming to the defense of the adventurers backpack, the Seeker did that for me. The Seeker is not like
Ah, I see
on
now.
paper. I didn't find it particularly like special or overpowered, or like this is the best combat class ever. Um, but being able to like do all sorts of different types of stuff is so much fun. And being able to like think on your feet.
Yep.
Is it really?
Exactly,
Is it really?
that's exactly what I was going to say. And the Siege Engine kind of does that. It allows the classes have these skills, but you can push the envelope.
That's
which is-
also my favorite thing about the Mythos bundle, is that there's a bunch of different like abilities in there. They're not technically like class abilities, so any class can use them. Just
Like a
if you
bunch of
work with,
powers. Yeah.
yeah, and you just work it in, and like you work with your castle keeper and see if it makes sense for your character to know how to do this stuff. And it's like class plus.
She's right. She's
There
not
you go.
wrong. I've got two seekers in my groups, and I'm telling you, they love it. It drives me nuts. Craziness.
They're so fun.
Craziness, but it's fun. No, it is fun. So that's why when some of the others grumble at the table, I'm like, "Oh, I wouldn't play that." I'm like, "Well, I don't dislike them as a CK. I don't. I love it because,
Yeah.
again, variety is great. You know."
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's just something about like I don't, you could be like the rune mark with eidetic memory and a bunch of different types of like runic spells for every situation, and that's cool in its own way. And
Yeah.
then you have the seeker, which like just the flavor is different, and like their abilities aren't the same obviously, but like you can apply it to just as much stuff as the rune mark can apply their abilities to.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
which is getting neutered. Anyway,
Very true. Very, very true.
Well, hold on, Chuck. Hold on. I want to read what Sparky said here.
Oh yeah,
This
because I
is
was gonna.
important.
You're gonna answer him. Answer him.
Hold on. This is important for Jeremy and for me and for the game, and more importantly for the game. Sparky says, I feel some of us need to, as CKs, playtest the descriptive spell texts, then report how good, bad it really is. So Jeremy has more ammo for his argument to return to blocks.
That seems like a loaded
Oh,
statement.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that part there. I didn't see
That's
that
what I
part.
But it's good. So one of the things I said
Yeah.
Saturday night when I was talking to everybody, I don't know if I said this on Facebook or Discord. I was talking on both, because the immediate reaction to the new spell books was spell layout was, oh my God, this is different. I don't like this. When it's completely understandable. But what I would like everyone to do is take a day, because trust me, my wife has already started calling me a curmudgeon. My immediate response to anything new is, I'm not doing that. so I have that same kind of knee-jerk reaction. But what I would really like you guys to do is take these spells, this section of the book, because it's really the only part that changes, right? That and the light section. I want you to take it to the table, give it to players, and do an honest assessment. I mean, if it really does make it more difficult to play Castles and Crusades with those spell stats like they are, then we're going to change it. But I've got to have some real evidence that, and not just this isn't a stat block that I had in 1981. Let's go back. It's got to be play tested. Give it a shot.
They didn't have
I will say
block
this.
text back in
I
1981.
will say this, guys, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at big time. Okay, I've been gaming my whole life. I love games. Okay, but this isn't Dungeons and Dragons, and this helps us sort of show that to new people that are looking for something different. If we look just like 5e, what's the point, right? That being said, I'm also used to looking at the stat blocks and love them. My thing is I want to make sure whatever happens, they will still be in the book, whether it's in the book or in the back of the book. You will have
Yeah.
your
They're going in the back of the book.
will
No matter
have
what.
Yeah, they're going.
They're
and
not going away.
I will say, if you really want to stress test it, get together a group of friends, have them all play different spellcasters
Yes.
that are in the player's handbook, and run a magic heavy game, and see, like, for not just one session, because in the first one you're definitely just going to be tearing your hair out. You're like, it's different. Do it for like 2 or 3 sessions, and then let us know, because that's where we'll get.
And it may end up being something where we just need to make some few changes on how the formatting is, maybe the color of the text or whatever, the wording. We're not above doing any of that. We're just trying to go with a different narrative approach and be different, and not be thrown in with the same bag with everything else out there, because we are different. We've got the best damn game there is. So
I personally like it, but I am in no way, shape, or form someone you should add, because I don't.
He doesn't use them.
I haven't even read the AD&D Player's Handbook yet.
Steven, let me ask you a question.
Oh, here it comes.
When was the last time you had to pick spells as a player character in Castles and Crusades? Has it ever happened?
It has happened because I play fighters or clerics. I've never made it past first level, so it's not. I don't get to use very many spells, so it's not often. It is rare. I mean, crazy rare.
Well, and Sparky, I get what you're saying. Sparky's saying that a lot of people fear that it'll slow down the rounds more, and it probably will initially when you're learning the transition. But you just tell everybody that they're going to play that campaign for 5 years, and then it won't be that big of a deal. 5 years from now, they'll either be dead or forgot about it.
Hey,
Jeremy,
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Jeremy hit the nail on the head. You got to do it. Do 3 or 4 sessions, whatever, and see if because the idea behind the way it's laid out is it's like Chuck said, it's literary and it's readable. There's a formatting issue that it solves that Peter and I have struggled with since the very, very beginning. That issue gets completely solved when you remove all those little tables out of things, which is very, very nice for formatting and layout. So the idea was that you can look at this stuff in just a second and you can see it because the text is highlighted and jumps out at you.
Right.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we need to know now sooner.
That's exactly right.
within the next week.
And next couple of weeks, get some feedback.
And again, Sparky, and I'm not calling you out, but you made an interesting comment when you said casting already slows down gameplay. Well, everybody runs their games differently. In my game, casting spells is like this, but I'm not bragging. I've designed it that way because I got tired of my damn combat rounds taking forever. So again, it being CNC.
But that's your table. That's not the experience of
Hear
everyone.
me out there, young one. But being CNC, it's very malleable. You can run it however you want, right? So my suggestion is, look at this as a way of maybe to actually find a way to make it speed up. Maybe there is. I know change is different and everything else, and I totally get it. And again, they will be in the book anyways in the back.
Yeah, no matter what, they're going in.
Yeah, we're not.
I think that table in the back will, whether we do it or not, speed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that I had fun with was like the thing that this whole conversation brings to mind, not to harp on it forever, I know we got to move on, but I got to play the Marvel tabletop RPG at GameholeCon last year. That was a ton of fun. I had a similar situation where all of your abilities are just little paragraphs. And they were not like, I said this earlier on our morning stream, but instead of it being like a box of like, here's your thing, it lasts for this long, here it is, here's your parameters, it was instead like a prompt. And playing that way enabled me to, as Bucky Barnes, bludgeon a man to near death with a lime scooter. And it was a blast. So I don't know, I'm all for like vague and more vague like descriptions of like spells and abilities and stuff.
That touches on that.
It just takes like a mindset change.
It touches on that cinematic thing we were talking about earlier, Grace, with 3, 2, 1 action. That's kind of how they do things. It's really free license to just go into full role playing mode. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Yeah, and it took a couple of rounds of combat. Like the GM had to remind me a couple of times, like you don't have to just pick a thing on your list. Like it's prompts. So if that's how we're doing it, that's hella cool.
Yeah. And you're right, Sparky, about it slowing. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, we can't all be like Steve, who says, "Look it up." I don't know. Some of us
Well,
have
I'm
to.
going to tell you
Steve
right now.
does not say look it up. He's,
I don't. I just whatever the guy tells me this spell does. I
That's
go,
exactly
okay.
right. He's like, sure.
Whatever.
And then later
So
on,
I'm
he's
not
like,
good
we gotta
at
look at that. Fix that shit.
But I'll tell you this: the biggest in our table, the biggest issue that we have concerning spells is exactly this: the stats. Everyone kind of knows what the spell does, but we can't remember its duration, its range, area of effect.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens with the core of the book, that chart in the back of the book will solve that. The spellcaster can just open the player's handbook in front of them, and as Chuck's already pointed out, we haven't announced this, but we're going to have that chart will be free everywhere. You can just put it at your table, and there's all the stats that you need. So that if the spells stay the way they are,
Right.
but you need some quick reference stuff, you're going to have that chart in the back of the book.
I have an idea.
I love it.
We make a spellcaster's screen.
Too late.
It has that chart just on the inside.
That's very cool.
I'm already ahead of you, Jeremy.
Oh, really? Okay.
I made one when I was 14. I showed
Well,
it to Steve.
okay, but were you
I
playing
showed it to
Castles and
Steve.
Crusades
Well, no.
when you were 14?
No, but my point is, I've obviously updated.
You have to
it.
go back in time.
I use customized spell sheets at my table, which I'm trying
Yes,
to
Laramie,
put them
absolutely.
in the Kickstarter as part of the sheets because it's what they're for. You have a character sheet and you have a spell sheet, and I have been making them for years, and I think they would be, and that's exactly what they're for. Quick reference.
Whose idea was that master
right.
table? Whose idea was that master table for spells?
There's a guy named Kingsley on Discord. Was the first time I
Yeah,
heard.
he
Yes.
that's a
hats off.
$1 million idea.
Great idea.
Actually,
Kingsley pops in streams and he's always a treasure.
All right, back to the 15,000 questions I got here. So Savage Splinter says, "What's the What's the gnome to adventurer's backpack favored class ratio?" Oh my God. I can answer that for you. Okay, I've got 3 tables, 14 players. Most of them are adventurer's backpack. No one plays a gnome. No one.
that's your litmus test. If someone at your table is like, "I'm going to play a gnome," you ask them to leave.
No, I don't. Dude, they can play as many gnomes as they want. Nobody wants to. I don't know why. I have actually.
Wilson is playing
I
a
don't know.
gnome at my table.
Is he? That's cool.
We had a gnome in Stormsfront.
Yeah, there you go.
Who played?
Johnny did.
I didn't know.
Devin
I
was
didn't.
a gnome.
Interesting. I didn't know that. All right.
That pointy hatted garden gnome is so etched into my brain that I just said they don't exist in my fantasy settings.
Thanks, Sparky.
The
Appreciate
campaign that I
Yeah.
mentioned, CKing for you all, I'm going to have you all magically transformed into gnomes.
There you go.
Sweet.
My character will cast himself into an abyss.
I cast a gun on self.
All right.
I
So-
played a gnome. Grace, you'll appreciate this. I played a gnome. His name was William Crowbill. He was a little bit on the heavy side, and he spit tobacco so much that he had a permanent yellow stain on the side of his face.
See, that's just a
I
wandering
love
monster. You
him.
kill that.
I love him. I would fight for him. I would die for him.
Yes.
Right. Chuck's trying to get the brains
Yeah,
back.
sorry.
So
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. Green Lutheran asks, will the new book actually be titled Reforged? I really like the title.
No, it will not.
And it is a cool title, and
It's
we
a
will
great
probably
title.
continue
It's a
to
great
use it somewhat. But yeah.
and the problem would be that 5 years down the line,
We got 2 editions.
reforged from what? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Well,
It's not again. It's really not an addition. We've not changed any mechanics, and we're not going to ever.
It's a marketing gimmick.
All right. So Lando the Archmagi asks, "Are beasts in the new M&T?" Jeremy, please tell him what's going on with the beasts.
Beasts, like
Yeah.
the creature type?
The one where we had like 2 originally.
We had plenty of beasts.
Did we? Maybe he's asking about animals because there's definitely a ton of animals in there. In the back.
Wait a minute.
He'll comment.
I'm-
He's still watching.
Let me think.
We'll get back to you while you clarify. All right, let's see. Laramie Wall says, "Sorry if you're answered. I'm back and forth putting kids into bed. Are you delivering in waves, like the PHP being done already, or doing everything in hopefully December?
Yeah, it'll all come together.
All come together at one time. Yeah. There may be beavers. I think we did a giant beaver, Sparky. I can't remember, but there's all kinds of cool animals
Oh,
in the
that's
back.
right. Okay, so was there an?
Yeah, there's
There are
giant.
1, 2,
There is some
3,
giant
4.
animals as well, and we've actually got some megafauna coming too a little bit. So yes,
There's 11 beasts in the game.
Now, he's talking
There
about
are
animals.
Also, you're talking about animals.
Yeah, you
I
can
made-
switch now. Yeah.
On the Patreon, I posted a version of the animal chart. The
Yeah.
final version of the animal chart has a lot of beasts, giant animals, magical beasts, and stuff that hasn't been in the game before.
Promise.
Um, So like giant skunks, giant beavers, stuff like that.
Yeah, all kinds of
basically any
beetles.
So many beetles.
Oh, he's all up in the beetles. Let me tell you, Ross, he's all up in the beetles. They're
There's
happy.
rhinoceros, hippopotami,
We got scorpions, we got snakes, we got all that cool stuff. man.
scorpions, giant octopi.
Yeah.
You know, you name it.
The
Jellyfish.
The M&T is going to be so good. The 5th edition you will burn at your home and replace it with 2 copies of the new one.
You mean the 5th printing?
Yeah, 5th printing.
Huh?
Yeah. What did I say? What did I
You said
say?
5th edition.
Shit. Well, we were talking about that earlier with the damn license.
Yes.
Anyway,
You're
whatever.
good. What's the next question?
All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Mumphrey 999, who's patiently been waiting. Any updates on the Gygax King of England, Kings of France board game? Steve, that's all you.
Yeah, so we're actually waiting for, there was a court hearing today. I'm waiting for news on that, which will give us a little bit of something. We'll know kind of where we land. Hopefully we'll have that tomorrow. Hopefully there's a ruling. But so we're diving into the Castle Zagging stuff right now. We've already begun kind of putting that together. Kings of England, Kings of France will probably be put together late in 2025. We're going to be very careful with that because we aren't board game publishers normally. And distributors, generally speaking, will look for an item that you have sold before that's similar to order off of. So we have to be very careful as we walk into this side of things that we don't shortchange it in the front end. So it's going to be a slower process than some of the RPG stuff we're doing. But I'm hoping in 3rd or 4th quarter 2025, we see this game coming together.
There you go.
That's
more than I knew. I knew we were doing.
Sounds like so far in the future. 2020.
It does, but it's not.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
we
we're
just
already
missed it.
almost halfway there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Feels like 2024 just started.
Grace, give us a Kickstarter update real fast. Where we at?
Oh, wouldn't you believe? Wait, first of all, high or low? Where do you think we're at? Don't
Me?
look. Don't
I'm
look
going to
at
guess
it.
and say
Yeah.
62,000 is what I'm going to guess. I'm being very
That's-
optimistic.
Sounds right about.
Is that wrong?
We're at
6,500
61,
or 61,500.
6,100,
was close.
641.
Yes, I was close. That's awesome.
Pretty close.
Fantastic.
All right, let's see. Next one up.
Crushing it.
Now, Manfred, I wasn't sure what you were replying to a vocal thing, and I probably had them all tuned out. I usually do that when we're doing these things. So you were replying with, how about making the hardcover a stretch goal? What were you referring to as far as a hardcover goes? Because I think
It's got to be
everything.
beneath.
Yeah, but it's going to
beneath.
come as a hardcover, right?
No, it's a soft cover.
Oh, that's right. You're doing it like
Yeah.
Trinklet. That's right. I forgot
The
about
C
that.
series.
Yeah, the C series is coming out as a soft cover. I think that's the way it's set in
That's
this
right.
Kickstarter. But
I mean,
I would love to see it as a hardcover.
well, we'll put it on the list. Sure. I thought it was. Undying War spoiled me now. I keep thinking all these adventure paths are all going to be.
Yeah, it turned out so nice. The
The
Undying
Undying War is beautiful.
Yeah,
I've
it
never
did.
looked at it.
Oh, it's awesome.
I
don't
got
own
other things.
I don't own a copy.
I've been a little busy.
I actually have not bought anything from the company in like 2-3 years, so I don't know where we're at with anything. I just go on the store and look. And go,
Anyone who comes to work for TLG realizes that you might have been getting TLG stuff before you came to work, but as soon as you come to work for TLG, you don't get anything else.
No, I've seen it all.
That's
I've already
Steve's-
seen it. What do I need?
That's Steve's plan. He's figured it out. He's up here with it. Yeah, I'll give it to you free. Take all you want. The fool.
Yeah, free copies. It's like, well, I don't really want one. I've already seen it, and I don't have any room.
I seriously think the last time I sent Jason Walton, who has been working with us since 1999, books that his stuff is on the covers and the interior, almost every publication we do. I think it was about 2004 or 2005. It's been a long time.
And
Wowie.
a couple comments real quick. The Umber Bulk is our OGL new Umber Hulk. Someone had asked earlier.
I've
about
never
that.
heard of an Umber Hulk. Don't make that implication.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. Umber Bulk's this cool creature you come
What's
up
going
with.
on here?
Number
Right.
Hulk is an entirely novel creature. They're sexually dimorphic. The females
That's
are
right.
much larger and much more aggressive than the males.
Okay, moving
and
on. Anyways, so
Quickly, Chuck.
yes,
quickly.
where was that going? Tyler Moe is still holding out that we'll have a weremule. Just letting you know that. All right. All right. So let's
We
see.
will?
He's hoping for one. Steven, I think. Oh, this is
Yes,
from
sir.
Laramie Wall. I think our Swords and Wizardry box sets held up very well. If you want me to ask where we got those done, let me know. So
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Send it.
find out. Let me know, Laramie, because I mean, that was one of the reasons why we had to stop.
My guess is it's going to be overseas, but yeah, absolutely send it to me.
Right.
I think it's a number brute, not a number bulk.
Savage Splendor has another stretch goal suggestion. Maybe a new quick start rules and adventure PDF stretch goal.
That's a great idea. It's a fantastic.
One of them's half written.
Yes, he's not lying about that. That's for sure.
We've done about 6 quick starts. We probably just need to pull one out and update it.
Yeah,
And
we
That
need.
wouldn't take too long.
Well, I know which one I want to update. The one that's got the +6 stuff. That madness. We need to get rid of that. Anyway.
Next
That's the one
question.
with the
Yeah. Anyway. Question from Jace McLeod, Commander. Oh, by the way, I know some of you commanders out there. We've got one in Discord, Commander Pete. So I know all about that whole group of guys that play that game. It's pretty cool, man. He backed at 175. Did the PDFs get released earlier, or are they all released in December? So we will probably be sending out advanced copies, but the official ones probably won't be done until they go to the printer. Can you say, Steve? Right?
Yeah, that's generally what we do.
Yeah, that's generally what we do with that stuff.
Yeah.
So just expect lots of cool updates on it as we go through there and everything.
Yeah, we'll release the books, and then as we update them, we'll just put an update, and then you'll get an email from Drive-Thru saying your file was updated, and you just go download it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Or download it, whatever you want.
He says, I hope we hit 100K by July 11th. Me too, my friend. Me too, my friend.
yeah.
And I think we
Yeah.
might. Okay, let's see. Oh, Willie says the barbecue sauce was a big hit. Had honey, hoisin sauce, apple vinegar. Really good on chicken. All that good stuff.
There you
Little
go.
salty.
Yes.
FP2 Billiards from YouTube says, question, is it possible to get Codex Infernum or Codex Exaltum as add-ons to this campaign?
Probably not, and the reason being, so all of these books are going to start rolling to the press about the same time, and the shipping you'll end up getting delayed one way or the other. If we added those on here, and let's say these shipped a couple of months before Infernum did, then you'd be delayed on Infernum, and vice versa.
Yeah.
It just might gum it up. But probably not. We'll see as this campaign unfolds. Infernum it needs an edit, but all of the art's done. It is so close to being finished.
Yeah.
Exaltum is, I'd have to ask Jason. I think he's about a third of the way through.
And I think you've got some work to do in that too, right?
I do.
A
I
little
got to
bit.
do 10 Rune Lords.
And that's
Got to compare notes.
That's the only danger whenever people ask about. We have people ask all the time about previous Kickstarters and yada. But once they kind of get in the pipeline, it's really hard to get away from that. You know what I mean? It messes all kinds of shit up. But you never can tell. Let's see. Where was we? Okay, Sparky, the Beatles. What kind of abilities does Ringo have? Sparky. Okay, good question. From
You want to
Sparky.
know? You want to know about Beatles?
Oh my God! Jesus. Stop in next Wednesday. I will have him on as a special guest.
Water
and we'll do
beetles,
it.
fire beetles, stag beetles, rhinoceros beetles,
Boiled shrimp, cooked
boring
shrimp.
beetles.
Anyway.
What's the one that explodes?
Exploding beetle.
Bombardier
Explosions?
beetles.
Bombardier beetle. All right, next question
All these
up.
beetles can be yours.
Sparky asks, "What can you tell us about the Foundry support stretch goal?" What's Foundry?
That's your department, Chuck.
So the plan is, our friend Dan Kingsley has started a company that does conversions for that stuff, and we are going to. We've been talking back and forth, and the plan is to do this Kickstarter on Foundry as a pledge level. Right? If we meet that, we'll do all the books, all of them except Barzoom. I had to go in there and change some text today. God knows somebody be looking for that in Foundry, and it's not going to be there. It may be there eventually, but not then. Once we have done all the C series beyond the canopy, beneath the canopy green, and then the core rule books, and then we're going to do regular stuff. So we're gonna have it coming out the stuff just like we do for Fantasy Grounds on a regular basis. That's the plan right now. I don't know any timetables or anything. It's just according. We've got some people that are going to help out from the community. They're going to be helping out with that. It's going to be a good little deal, but we're going to have someone else in charge of it now. The team we've had before has done a great job, but we have to move forward with a lot of production, and that requires something a little more solid as far as who we deal with that, right? Let's see. Question from Long Beach Space Goat. I'm currently backing 2 other game system Kickstarters. I own lots of your products. Please sell me in 1 minute while REFORGED beat your other editions with distinct differences referenced. Hot seat time. Go, go, go. Grace, you're up.
Me.
You want me to tackle it?
Easy.
Chris? You got it.
Oh, let's tag team it. I'll do 30 seconds. You do 30 seconds.
Ooh.
So first of all, I think that the new art in Monsters and Treasure is a huge draw, being able to reference like specific monster art for every single thing. Getting rid of the OGL has been super, super important. Because for the first time, we're bringing a game that's like 100% ours. So it's 100% yours is what that translates to.
Right.
It's content that's safe forever.
Yes.
And also, like, I'm excited for the layout changes. I'm excited for like the master chart of spells in the back of the book of the player's handbook. Like I think it's just going to be much, much, much easier to reference all of these books in play, and they're all going to be much more functional. Did I miss anything?
No,
No.
all right. I'll dive. You want me to dive in? I'll dive in.
Get in there.
You've got 40
Yeah.
seconds, Steve. Now, not 30. 40. Go.
All right.
I
So
only got for 20 seconds.
because it seems so much harder. So Castles and Crusades is a game that actually it's a little bit hard to grasp what it does for you, but it allows you as soon as you start playing, it allows you to take charge of the game like no other system does on both sides of the screen. Players can try anything they want using the Siege engine and the Castle Keeper, and this is crazy important. Every time those players try something, whether it's something mundane or something off the wall, you've got a mechanic that's very, very simple to use that allows you to resolve whatever's going on at the table, whether it's talking to the bartender or leaping off of a building, whatever that you want to do. So the Siege engine does that. And then the new layout of the system, and I know that I'm going to get a bit of flack from certain parties from this, but the new layout is actually designed to encourage that. The whole system was designed to encourage anyone who buys it to play like I do, which is the way I think that most people prefer to play, which is to just let the imagination go, let the game flow. And that's what CNC does. And that's what the spell layout is done specifically to put it more in a less of an analytical approach and more of I got to kind of look at this and read this approach and then go with it. With the spell chart in the back, that's going to complement that whole business there. So that's going to be very helpful. And to parrot what Grace said, by removing the OGL from this game, there is no more shackles or whatever, entangling alliances, whatever you want to call it. It's your game. You go. We're not going to have a license to this. We're just assuming things like orc and bless and whatever are public domain. That's out there. You don't need a Creative Commons, any of that mess. Just play Castles and Crusades. You can make the game your own and run it.
And these books have had typos for 20 years. No more. The typos are going to be gone.
Well, here's the
I think
secret.
that alone.
That's a bold claim.
Here's
That's a bold
here's
claim.
We have a full-time editor. If
Yes,
we don't
do.
have,
But
Actually-
the key is that I'm the one who looks at these books last, and I'm going to go back into each of them and put a few typos in there.
no.
No, Steve, you don't have to, because here's a little Easter egg that nobody knows except me and my wife. And I think Steve knows this, but I'm not going to remind him. There will always be typos in our books. That's all I'm going to say. There will never, ever, ever be a day that we were typo free. And I can guarantee that.
I won't accept that.
You want me to tell you really? You want me to tell you why, Grace?
You're doing a
Tell
great
me
job
why.
in selling these people in the game.
No, that's the
I
point.
will say, as
It's
a
a cool
final
point.
final
I'm not
thing,
going to say what it is. Then.
is that finally, for the first time since the game's inception, it is entirely now self-contained. There's no erroneous references to mechanics that we don't
That's right.
have, or to spells, or to monsters, or to items, or mechanics that don't exist in Castles.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
just the genuine article and none of the other weird stuff that kind of bled in
Just
due to
triple
copy and paste errors or whatever.
And we're the only company that has ever decided to use typos on purpose. It's true. It's true.
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to say. If you don't know, then you don't know. But that's all I'm going to say.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
You want me to reveal it? You want me to tell you the secret?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Look at,
we're all curious.
look at the titles of our 3 core books, and you tell me.
Oh,
Well, there's no. It's not possessive.
Bam! There you go.
Yeah, well, that was institutionalized by AD&D back in the
Well,
day.
I love it. So
think
whatever. I think it's a cool thing. So just the facts, man. That's right. All right.
All
Next
facts,
question.
no printer.
Let's see. Can we get Jeremy in a loincloth? I'm not reading that out. All right, let's see.
You
Fan
do
on
not-
New
you
Jersey
do not want
says,
that.
which of the outstanding Kickstarters Indiegogos is closest to shipping? That's a good question. It's a real good question.
Probably the.
That's right,
Amazing
Space
Adventures.
Goat.
It's
Donnie knows
either
what he's
Amazing
talking about.
Adventures or The Hermit, one or the other. It's an art issue. That's all. We're kind of waiting for some art pieces to come in, and either whichever art pieces land first, that one goes. I'm really. Peter and I talked about today. We need to wrap up Amazing Adventures this week,
Yeah.
And The Hermit won't be far behind it. But so hopefully one of those two are the ones coming next.
No, we've got to, because we need room for all the other stuff going on.
Well, no, it's not a troll lord issue. It's a Kickstarter backer issue. They've waited too
Oh,
long,
God.
and it's time to get this stuff to it.
That's true. I will
So
say
get your
this.
feedback in now.
It amazes me. It amazes me how many people get upset over the shipping or the when we fulfill stuff. But then you go back into some of these Kickstarters, and half of them haven't filled out their surveys. And when I say half, I mean half, hundreds.
Yeah. Well,
Well, let's not blame.
I'm just
cast
saying
blame.
that at some
It
point we
takes
have
us
to.
a while.
At some point we have to be courteous and say, "Hey,
yeah,
get back to us."
Phantom, New Jersey, you are 100% right. Too much stuff pending from TLG, and that's got to stop.
Yeah,
It's too.
and we're just going to have to be
And that
more.
one-
We're just going to be harder about when we fulfill, and if you don't, then that's it. You just have to get it done when you get it done, right?
Yeah, no, Chuck. It's not a their problem. It's a TLG problem.
Oh.
Just go to the next question. Go to the next.
Oh, Matthew Blackwell says, as soon as I get all the books and PDFs, I will be adding them into Foundry. I think he's excited about the developments coming out.
Oh,
So we're gonna have
Yes.
we'll have all those adventures on there and everything. It's gonna be good stuff. Real excited about that. Hey Dan, good to see you coming in here. How you doing?
Dan. Hello, hello.
Oh, I bet you are sharp from work. We've been talking about the Kickstarter here for quite a bit.
Oh,
Alright.
shot from work. I thought he meant shot from war. I was like, what?
No,
You
that's
know,
okay.
The war.
I speak typo because I type it. So I understand. I live in that deal. Let's see. Let me make sure. I think I've caught up on all the questions finally.
It looks like it.
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
So there was that
Alright, so
question about the
welcome.
Horn of Valhalla. I
Oh,
pulled it
yeah.
up. It is left intentionally ambiguous. So it is up to the castle keeper to determine whether or not the summoned horde of barbarians are loyal to the blower, mindless killers, or their own, beings.
There you go.
Cool stuff.
Gnome barbarians with the Horn of Valhalla.
Well,
Well, Chuck,
listen-
it's about time for us to wind down.
Well, if we don't, I'm going to wind down in front of you because me and you've been
Okay.
burning midnight oil here. I'm
Supper
going on
time.
4 hours sleep. Man. I'm busted. So yes, I'm going to do the giveaways. We will be back tomorrow evening with the AMA, I believe, with Mr. Chenault here, I think, and our
Yep.
usual schedule. I just want to thank everybody for coming out real fast and supporting us like you guys have. We've had tons of people in here today. We've had close to 400 people just in these streams today. It's been wonderful. So thank you all for the output and support. I can't begin.
Oh my God, it's only Monday.
Yeah, I know. If you haven't joined in the raffle, now's the time. Export Point Raffle over here on Twitch, and we're going to shut that down. And while we do, go ahead, Steve, and finish the night out for me while I get this set up.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and thank everybody for supporting the Kickstarter. We surely do appreciate it. This is a big deal for us, and we hope for you guys too. But and like Jeremy pointed out earlier, we would love to get your feedback on spells and all of that stuff. But thank you for all the support.
And please
Yes.
email us productsupport@troller.com. And I'm telling you, that's the best place. I know people are dropping them elsewhere, and we're trying to catch everything. But if you send it there, Grace will not let it escape. I promise you that.
Yes.
We
I'm
should have
trying
that
to keep an
pinned.
eye on product support and the Kickstarter comments because I've seen people drop stuff in the Kickstarter comments. If you think of it and you have feedback to give, try to email us instead of leaving the comment because then that way it's just easier.
It's
But
We should have that pinned on our Twitter account. I don't know if you can pin more than one thing, but
yeah.
we can, I think. On it.
Varsuk says, if you change the keeper screens, please alert. Oh, don't worry. We will let everybody know. We don't have any plans to, but you never know.
Let's see if we make $76 to push us over 62,000
Wow.
before the end
Holy
of
shit.
stream.
And I've got the
Yeah,
graphic.
that's close.
I had the graphic ready when we started the stream to put up, and I thought, oh, I'll have time to put up while we're streaming. I haven't had a chance to, but I've got it ready.
No.
All right, let me get in here and we'll stop these giveaways real fast.
Yes, Marsu. I hear you.
Oh, and Bear Selling, ironically, almost 7 years I've worked for this company, and I've never been on a stream without a CNC shirt. And now we are celebrating the launch of the Reforged Casper Sage, and I'm not wearing one. Now that's some irony.
that
for you.
can't be true.
That's
true.
not true. In the GFW morning stream, that launch day. you wore
Really?
collared
What does
shirt.
this mean in Kickstarter?
Hey, that was a button up kind of day, I guess. I don't know.
I
don't
remarked
know.
upon it. I remember.
The suit- next time we
You're
do a
cracking
Kickstarter
me
launch,
up,
we should
man.
all be in three. We should all
Let's
be in
all
three
get
piece
gussied up.
We
Suits.
should be dapper.
Yeah.
We'll all look like a barbershop quartet. It'll be great.
That'd be great.
Red stripes.
I actually don't own anything but dress shirts and T-shirts. I don't have any cutoff shirts. I think that's all purely speculation and rumor. All right.
Well,
Anyways,
no
that-
one has
that
looked
I
at the
know is
closet
not
and
true.
said, "Man, I need more cutoff shirts." No one has ever said that.
no, I love cutoff shirts. I told who was it? I think it was Steve. I told I was going to make one of mine into a cutoff. He was like horrified when I said that. What?
We
You
need
wanted to wear the yeah. to-
Tyler, I still have a handful of those somewhere.
What's that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've got one here somewhere.
Rulers with magnifying glasses. Says Castles Crusades on the ruler, and it's got a magnifying glass.
All right, let's do the giveaways and we'll get out of here because I am running on fumes.
Well, you guys just had all kinds of weird merch.
Yes, we have. We've done all kinds of stuff.
Man,
The
I've got all
coffee is
kinds
still
of
the
weird
best
stuff.
CNC merch.
It
I'm
is.
just
Coffee.
waiting for like a Rolodex or like
Coffee, cards,
clipboard.
dice,
We've done.
calendars.
We
We
did.
had like bank merch.
We did
like
those,
bank swag.
What are those things?
Pens.
The templates that you put down on the mats. We did those.
Oh, I have some of those.
We
We
did
had the
flash
air-
drives.
The aired mechanical pencil.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
That
somewhere.
sounds so cute. I would
Yeah.
buy an aired mechanical pencil.
We need clip-on ties.
Oh,
Now you're talking.
Now we're
some
talking.
good stuff. All right. Anyway, I'm getting distracted.
You'll have a handful. I'll send you a couple.
Bottle openers would be cool. I'd like to have me one. That would
we
be
did
cool.
bottle openers
Yeah.
too.
I have some of the beer steins.
And we've got a
actually.
ton of
Two them.
steins.
Won
I've
them.
got- in fact,
I
my
won them in a
wife-
raffle.
My
Yeah.
wife wanted me to have a picture made with that really big, nice
think-
one, Steve, with the CNC one.
I think the bottle opener was the most useful.
You know what? I
That
still.
just speaks to your lifestyle. I don't know.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
I never need a bottle opener.
Well, you know the flash
You know
drives.
what?
We had like I think it was 2,000 flash drives made.
There it
and
is.
And my sons make fun of me nonstop because they only have like 1 gig. and
Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible.
Yeah, they're
Every time
tiny. They're
I'm
very,
just
very
like,
Yeah.
tiny. You can store an image on
And if
there.
I'm not
But-
mistaken,
or any
Steve-
of our source books.
if
Do
I'm,
what?
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day when we got those, you had the kids and them. Everybody was loading those books on the flash drives. You remember that?
Yeah, so if you pledged at a certain level, you got you got the books and a flash drive with all the
Right.
books on it.
And now
What's
I've
your
got
question, Grace?
I've got a whole bag of them, and I don't know what to do with them because they won't hold shit. I don't think they'll even hold the new books. To be honest with you.
Hey, 62K.
Oh,
We
woo!
did it.
Let's go.
Bullseye! All
All
right.
right, Chuck, let's get those giveaways.
do it.
Let's wrap this up.
First up for a $15, or no, not $15, a $10 PDF one is That Sadness. You get a $10 code, and if you'll just reach
Huge
out
pull.
to Obsidian Risk in their Discord, he will give it to you. Next would be Green Lantern. You've got a $10 PDF coupon coming your way. Again, reach out to Scott in Discord there, or Obsidian Risk. There's the link. I think you guys already know that anyway. Our next two winners will be for a $15 code. First up will be Mythgar. Mythgar was in here earlier. So there's your $15
Hey.
code you can get. You just go to our Discord and hit Obsidian Risk. And he'll give you the code. The next winner is Brad. Brad, I think you've won before, but again, in our Discord, you can come up. And then for our last winner for $25 is going to be on the
For
store.
$500. No.
No, $25. Stop. All right, so it's going to be, I got to. Asher the Bear, Dale of all people.
Hey.
There you go.
Let's go.
Congo rats, all of you,
Congratulations.
all around.
Hunger Rats.
That's right. That is awesome.
I have a final request for everybody watching tonight.
Oh.
Davis has wandered off. He's between here and Connecticut. If you have seen him, can you email Grace at productsupport@troller.com and just let us know where he is?
If you've seen this man.
Yeah. if
Do
you've
you,
seen-
do you have any contact with him at all?
I got a text from him about 3 hours ago that said no.
Okay,
To
Dan.
what?
I don't know. Just-
There's Dan right there. We've been talking his name all day. You can thank him
He's gonna
yourself.
get mauled by a bear or something. I swear.
He probably will.
Like, how'd you find a Kodiak in the central United States?
Send out the milk carts. That needs to be the next stretch goal. A milk
Yeah.
carton with Davis's face on it. Done.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I would buy like a T-shirt with that.
Where's
on it.
Davis? Right?
on a milk carton.
Where in the
Where's
world is
Davis?
this mall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna set up a raid into Phoenixiwaki. He's one of our channels that we work with and do some
Might have
support with.
party.
If you guys would, if you're new to him, go over and give him a follow. He's a great streamer, good GM, and he does some stuff for us. We work together. In fact, I'm gonna be playing in one of his games here coming up pretty soon for he's got his 4-year anniversary over there at that channel on Twitch. So go give him a lot of love and support. We really appreciate everybody for coming out here again tonight. Let's see. What else have I got to tell you? Any other good news? No, I'm tired. That's all I can think of.
Yes. The Kickstarter is doing fantastic.
Yeah, it is doing
Thanks to you
fantastic.
all.
One final thing. If you're going to be testing
Cool, Phantom.
the spells, do multiple levels of spellcasters, because if everybody just checks the first level spells, that doesn't really help us a lot.
No, he's
good
right.
point.
Right. Yeah, have them roll up a one-off high-level characters, and then you can just kill them all.
Yeah,
whatever. I'm gonna say kill. That's probably
a
strong
team of
word.
12th level wizards.
Ooh,
That sounds
dwarven wizards. All right, we're gonna get out of here again with that. We're gonna go raid this guy. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us so much. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Bullseye.
absolutely.
See you
Take
guys.
it easy, everybody.
Bros.